Anthony Hartwig with you. We are having a Hubbard softball player profile. We're joined by junior Haley Taylor. Haley, thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a wild ride, and here you are as an upperclassman. It feels like you've been playing forever, but only 3 years. What's it been like to kind of not be one of the young bucks anymore and to be one of the older veterans on the team?
It's definitely been different for sure, but I have a lot of underclassmen friends that I've got to bond with and make new friendships. So I like the experience.
Talk about the raise in leadership and responsibilities that have kind of been put on you this year and how you've been able to handle it.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot more pressure having to be like that older girl on the team for girls to look up to and be the type of leader. But I think that my other upperclassmen have helped a lot with making that transition to being an upperclassman.
Yeah, and talking about the upperclassmen, I mean, you have a great senior class in this softball program this year too. Talk about some of the things that they're doing to kind of show you what next year is going to look like and how much of a leader you're going to have to be next year, and the kind of building blocks they're putting in you so you can do that next year.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of good seniors this year. I mean, Lauren Kamoric, she really steps it up on the field and shows us like what we need to do, making big plays. We have our catcher, Alyssa Gregory. She's doing great back there, and she really cheers everybody on and helps us through the games.
All right, you in the circle. Let's talk about it. You've been dominant both in the circle and at the plate this year. What's kind of clicked? Have you felt anything different this year that has kind of boosted your numbers, or is it just one of those years where you're seeing the ball really well and you're spinning the ball really well?
Yeah, pitching wise, like I had a really good start. I started to struggle a little bit, and then I think having like a better infield, having Layla back there at third base really boosts my confidence to help because I always know that she's always there. Hitting wise, I feel like I've seen the ball really well. I know that I have somebody on base who's in front of me, which is Layla and Lauren. So it gives me the confidence to help the team out.
I mean, we're talking double digits in home runs and double digits in RBIs, obviously. Well, I think the last I checked, 40 RBIs. Uh,
Yes.
wow, production up the wazoo. What's it like to kind of have a season like this where your production is up and the offense is up for the whole team, and you're able to really take some pressure off the pitchers with the offense you're able to put up?
Yeah, it's been I'm glad with happy with our offense and how it's been going. I think that having Layla come up here has really helped because we know she's a key hitter on our team so far and we have like Ashley Mazik behind me getting runs in. So, I'm happy with my numbers so far this year and helping the team score some runs.
This is the first time we've been able to kind of talk to you this year in the profile kind of setting. Talk to us about the dugout and the personality of this team and what makes it so special.
Yeah, in the beginning of the season, we were struggling a little in the dugout. Not we weren't as much as a team, but once I'd say to our first game, we really stepped it up. Like we started doing some more fun cheers that have been coming back, which I like that. We got like a eagle chain for home runs and stuff. So we've really started to bond in the dugout this year.
What was that turning point? You said it wasn't always there, and it found its groove in the dugout. What was that moment that kind of made everyone realize that we're all here for the same thing, and that they have to show the energy in the dugout?
Our coaches really had a conversation with us, and they were like telling us, "Hey, we need to be a team. We are a good team, and we can compete with anyone." And I would say when we played Lakeview the first time, we realized like, "Hey, we are there with every single team." So we started to kind of get that bond formed because we knew that we were just as good as anybody else this year.
Speaking about the coaching staff, I know there's someone that you were pretty familiar with on that coaching staff.
Yeah.
Um, let's talk about that dynamic between you and Dad and what it's like to have him on the staff.
Yeah, it's really important to me. My freshman year was a little bit hard with a big transition, not having my dad as a coach, and he came in sophomore year. Him and Annie Zagoric, she's one of my role models. I'm in her room right now. I really look up to her, and my dad in there. It helps calm the nerves, and even though sometimes we fight a little bit, I know he's always there and always going to be able to cheer me up.
You're not just saying that because you're in a room, right? She's not sitting next to you making sure you're saying
No,
the good
she's
stuff.
not. I made sure she left.
Uh,
I made sure she left.
throwing some stuff under the table for you. Let's talk about kind of your mentality because softball is such a mental sport, and you're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have games where you maybe don't hit the ball the way you want to. how do you manage the mental aspect of the sport of softball? What are some of your routines to get yourself locked in?
Yeah, I would say routines pitching wise, I kind of just go in thinking I warm up a little bit more than normal when I am gonna know I'm starting in the game and kind of just talk with my catcher, see like what's working, what's not. And hitting wise, I always kind of have the same routine. I go through my hitting stations and I come in the dugout pitch, and then once I get up to bat, I'm always having my same routine, getting ready to help the team score some runs.
All right, so I want to know because you're a pitcher and a hitter, and I think they both take a lot of confidence to be able to succeed in. Do you find a difference in your confidence as a pitcher compared to your confidence as a hitter? Do you think it's a different kind of set of mental skills, or do you think if you're confident in one, you're going to be confident in the other?
That's actually a very good question for me because I do struggle with my confidence pitching wise compared to hitting. Hitting wise, I feel like I've always been there, always just been able to like go and hit the ball. I don't think about it too much. Pitching, I've always felt like I had to be perfect, and that was always a struggle for me mentally. But I had talked with my pitching coach, Erin Gabriel. She's always there to talk to me about the mental aspect and that I don't always have to be perfect because I do have a team behind me.
Let's talk more about that pitching coach, that Aaron Gabriel. Who's that? Who's
Yeah.
that? Someone that's maybe the best softball player that's ever come through the area,
Yeah.
Tennessee, all that fun stuff. What's it like to be able to just pick her brain as much as you are able to do and to be coached by a living legend?
I mean, she's amazing. Like every time I text her and I'm like, "Hey, I need help here. I'm struggling." She always fits me in, and I when I go there, it feels like I wish I could have her in my ear talking to me during the game because as soon as I get there, everything just is magically perfect.
When you started with her, was there ever like an intimidation factor? Like, oh my gosh, I'm getting coached by Aaron. I gotta live up to that standard, or was it almost immediate as soon as you met her? Like, this is a place I want to be. I'm comfortable. I know I can be myself with this pitching coach.
I mean, I remember we were in this little gym when I was like 8 years old. I walked in and I was like getting on the mound, acting like I was pitching. She's like, we're not doing that today. We need to start getting moving. So I've always just felt comfortable with her, being able to talk to her about anything. And I don't think it's a pressure thing because she knows me as a player and I know her. And so we've just had the connection of getting knowing each other for so long.
What are some of her hallmarks that she works with you with? Like, what are some of the things that, like, every time you go in with her, you're gonna be working on this and this and this?
Yeah, honestly, whenever during season we really go in and we just work on she talks and says, "Hey, what's working, what's not, what do we need to work on?" My always big thing is keeping my legs fast and staying loose with my body and not getting tense when things happen because I tend to do that. And also mainly just a confidence thing and a mentality, like having a different mentality out there on the mound.
And then let's go and talk about your hitting a little bit more. You said you have the same hitting routine. You go station to station. What are some of the things that you like are in your cage routine and in your batting practice routine that you always kind of do to make sure you're in your zone?
Yeah, in the cage, I'd say during practice, my main thing is hitting it to the right side, staying behind the ball. Don't try to pull the ball and go and use my legs. Make sure I'm hitting it to the right side because once I start pulling the ball, that's when things I start lifting my shoulder and stuff. I just try to stay level when I'm in the cage.
Do you have a favorite drill with the bat?
Yeah, I would say I like hitting off the tee. I'm more of let me hmm.
Oh, I
I would
stumped you.
I know,
I got
seriously.
you. Yeah.
You did. What is your favorite
Of
drill? Have you ever heard of the insider bat? I like
course.
that one. Yes, I like that. I pretty much do that every practice.
That's why you're a superstar. Good job. Good answer. Way to dig deep for that.
Yeah.
Um, what are some of the things that you do off the softball diamond? We know is that you're a great athlete. You put so much work into softball. What are some of your hobbies outside of the sport?
Oh man. Recently it's been softball like all day.
Mhm.
But I do enjoy playing volleyball and I go to in the winter, I go to NST lifting. It's like a lifting place in Austintown and I do that all throughout the summer as well. So during the summer, basically volleyball and lifting is like my main things.
Wow. So it's all athletics all the time. You
Yeah. but I get to be with my friends,
There
so
you
that
go.
that makes it.
What are some things that you do to unwind? Like you got to have mental breaks, or else you're going to gas out. What are
Yeah.
some things that you do to kind of give your brain a break at least, or unwind?
Yeah. Well, me and my sister, we're always hanging out. Same thing with Layla. Like we hang out all the time. We always go out to eat or go to the mall or something like that. That's mainly my break. Not from them, but break from the sport.
One of the things I like to talk about with players that are so involved in travel and involved in the softball world, you've been able to make a lot of friends outside of your varsity team. Who's
Yeah.
some of your top friends that don't wear the Hubbard uniform?
Yeah, I would say my top friends are Marina Koenig and Sydney Lutz. I've been with them since I like 8, I think, 10, and we're still on the same travel team. And I'm really sad it's gonna be my last season with them for travel. So they're my main. They're my girls. I'm always going to them for everything. Claire Bodine from Sharon is also somebody who's one of my friends
That
from.
is no shock at all because I think every time we post something about you on
Yeah,
YSN, it is shared almost immediately by
yeah,
Marina and Sydney,
I know.
almost without fail. They have your
Yeah,
back. They are like your support system from Canfield, and you guys don't get to play them that often. So
no.
bragging rights aren't on the line that much.
No. And yeah, now they're not in our division, so
I
we're
know.
kind of.
So come on, you gotta. I mean,
I know.
we gotta have some fun here. If you had
Yeah.
to pitch to Sydney and Marina, I mean,
Oh,
what's that gonna go? How's that gonna go?
I've pitched to them multiple times. I think I can get them. Marina, I'm throwing a change up every time. Sid, I don't know. Sid's a hard out. She is a very hard out. I'd say, hmm, I might be throwing like a backdoor curve on her
I
and
was
get her
gonna
out.
say that. I was actually gonna say that. I was like, why don't you just throw
Yeah.
that backdoor curve? Have
Yeah.
her outside, set her up inside a little bit,
Yep.
have her mind going in, and then have that little backdoor
Yeah.
curve coming on the outside corner. We're on the
Yep.
same page right there.
On the same page.
Um, when hopefully Canfield's tournament opponents aren't watching this interview and
Yeah, I
taking
know.
notes. Whoop,
They
whoop, whoop,
probably
whoop,
are.
whoop. It's it's all a lie. Those are
Yes.
exactly what those
Yeah.
those two hitters love to hit. We're
Yes, they
getting in
love
people's
them.
heads, getting in people's heads. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Haley, I want to talk more about this school and what it's like to represent Hubbard and what makes you so proud to be an Eagle. Getting to put on those colors every single time you go out in the field.
Yeah, I always feel the support from the school district. They're always there, and even our boys team, they're doing great this year. I feel like athletic wise, we've all just had a great year for at Hubbard.
Hey, shout out to baseball, NEA champions. Let's go.
I know that was
Um,
great.
when you think about your journey, and I know you had to go through some adversity this year, and not just this year, but you've probably had to go through more adversity throughout your whole softball career. What are some of the biggest forms of adversity that you think you've had to face? And then talk about how you got through that.
Well, especially when during volleyball season, I did end up getting hurt. I hurt my knee. Luckily, it wasn't anything super bad, but it really did put some hardships on me because I really had to focus and think like, hey, I still need to get back. I need to get ready for softball season. And more adversity, I would say, would be like having other people like talking about you and stuff. It's really hard when you're an athlete because you're not always getting good feedback from people as well.
Hey Haley, if anyone's messing with you, you send them our way. We'll straighten them out because we got nothing but love for Haley Taylor. We'll gas you up every day. Haley, we like to end these player profiles the same way every time. We want to give you the chance to kind of take the limelight off yourself and shine on the people in your life that kind of mean the most to you and that have supported you throughout the journey. So I want to give you that time to give the thank yous and shout outs to the people in your life that you think really deserve it.
Yeah, I would just like to thank my parents and my grandparents for always being at every game, as well as my friends on and off the softball team who are always there to support me no matter what I'm going through in my life, if it's softball or if it's not. I just really want to thank them.
All right, Haley, we want to thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it. We wish you the best of luck in this tournament coming up and can't wait to talk to you real soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.